Peter Pan's the bad guy?
Always has been.
All right. Well, we got that out of the way. Welcome to the final credits, everybody. This time, we're going to be talking about Peter Pan and Wendy. This recently came out on Disney Plus. It's got a couple of notable names in here, but I'm just going to dive right into it for a hot second. This, it started getting good halfway in. Like, the entire first half was just like, if you know anything about Peter Pan, you know exactly what happened. You know how everything goes and everything. But this time around, Disney kind of did things a little darker. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, a little, but every little bit of that darkness, I'm here for. It was okay. It was all right. Initial thoughts. Well, what about you guys? What do you guys think?
Before Pancake says anything,
oh no,
are we doing spoiler free or are we doing?
Well, it has been out a couple of days now. And it
let's keep it spoiler free.
All right. Let's
got
keep
that,
it spoiler
Pancakes?
free. Professionalism.
You can put the intro in again.
How do you feel about this movie?
I thought overall it was not bad. Yes, it has that darker tone. It's a good family movie. The star of the movie for me was Jude Law. He was the scene stealer. He was pretty much the main reason why I watched it. It's not my cup of tea, but it was definitely a family movie. But I did like the darker tone that it took, that you mentioned, Grim. And Wendy was very much more the star. And they made Peter a little selfish brat, to put it lightly. I know that's the history, but more apparent.
No, you know what they made Peter? They made him toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
that's what they made Peter.
Now I'm coming from a place where, believe it or not, I never really watched the original Peter Pan, at least in its entirety. And if I did, I watched it like way young.
But Johnny, surely you've seen Hook.
Maybe.
Johnny.
Maybe.
Homie.
Maybe.
My main man.
Maybe.
Killing me.
I was never like a Peter Pan type of guy, okay? But I mean, I've watched my fair share of Disney movies. I've watched my fair share of Disney remakes. Hated most of those. This, I was going into this, with my opinions of those movies, and I wasn't as disappointed, or really, I wasn't disappointed at all by this movie. I was actually pleasantly surprised by how much I ended up liking this movie compared to other remakes. I feel like, again, like I didn't watch the original, but I feel like Disney kind of took their own path with this. Instead of trying to make this like with the Lion King, I feel like they tried to make it where it was like Lion King but live action ish, and it flopped on its face that way. Here, I feel like they took more of their own direction, and it helped. So maybe they're learning something a little bit with how to handle these movies. It's giving me more hope for the Little Mermaid. Maybe that'll end up being pretty good too. I don't know. But
from a visual standpoint, I thought it was absolutely beautiful compared to the previous live-action Disney films.
It had its moments, but I feel like during more of its like action scenes and like scenes where they were flying and things like that, when certain things happen. I don't know what's a spoiler, what's not if you already saw the original Peter Pan, but I feel like most of the set pieces were kind of generic looking, kind of but that comes with any movie that becomes more like darker and grittier. So
I thought any scene with the ship, and without saying what it was later in the film, during one of the important parts of it, I thought that was so well done.
Yeah, no, I know what scene you're talking about. Like I said, like when more action was called for, I felt like the CGI effects were really good. Like things like Tinkerbell herself, obviously she was CGI'd up. She looked pretty good.
She looked great though, honestly.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of the actress. It's the daughter from the show Blackish. I thought she was really good. If anybody's complaining about her, I mean, they can just kind of kick rocks. But she doesn't even speak. It's Tinkerbell. She doesn't even speak. So it doesn't even matter.
Actually wait, hold on. Okay,
yes.
So here's my hot take on this. Ready?
Please, yes.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that they created a backstory for Hook and Peter, which has never ever happened before.
So
that was
funny that you mentioned that. I was going to go into this in about like 5 minutes or so. This is actually like a dark take that has been going around online for a couple of years, and I'm exactly like you said, Spade. I'm very happy that they're actually exploring this aspect, because you look at the old like stories and everything as an adult, and you realize Peter Pan's the bad guy. Like, there are things that this boy does. Like, he is not a hero.
Right. Just like Johnny and Karate Kid is not the bad guy. Same exact thing with Peter Pan.
And one, go ahead, Spade.
Well, I was also going to say that they actually also made Tinkerbell talk, because what was the final few seconds of the movie, right? She flew into Wendy's ear and said, so that was kind of different also.
Yeah.
One casting where sorry, 64. One casting which I had to do a double take and then look up the cast. I'm like, is that Jim Gafferson as Sneed?
No, it was Jim Gaffigan.
Gaffigan, yeah, it was him. I knew
it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought I know how Pancake said that. Oh, Hook, he stole the show and everything. No, he didn't. The relationship between Smee and Hook stole the show.
That was great.
Wendy had a very good sprinkling in there. Peter, I'm not gonna poop on anyone's parade over here, but I did not blow me away in his performance at all, in his acting in the slightest. I was just like, this is a very generic Peter Pan that we got. Did he suffer for it?
Too young. He
looks way too young.
Well, that's the thing, though, because it's always a chance that you take with a Peter Pan story, because you're always going to have a child as the main character, with the exception of Hook. Thank God for Hook. And also along with the Lost Boys. You're always going to take a gamble on that. And not every child actor is going to be Macaulay Culkin, who is like the epitome of child actors. Like, they are going to be hit or miss. This one, I felt like it was a little bit of a miss.
I felt like he was reading his lines, though. But I definitely agree with you, Big Rim, that he was probably, for me, that he was definitely the weak point of the whole movie. And it's Peter Pan's movie, so it's it is what it is. But I just felt like the way he was reading his lines, it sounded like he was just reading lines. He wasn't like invested in whatever scene he was in. Like every line he delivered was just something generic sound. It sounded like he was performing in a high school play, pretty much. Like this was like his first time doing this.
I have to disagree with you guys. I thought Jude Law, in the darker, more emotional scenes, he definitely delivered in that sense with the seriousness of the scene. That's
Hook. We're talking about Peter Pan.
I was about to say that. Yeah. What did we mention? Captain Hook.
Hook was a high point for me. We're talking about Peter Pan, the actor who played Peter Pan.
Oh, Peter Pan was a low point for me.
Another thing that was pretty good was Yara Shahidi. Nope, sorry. That was Tinkerbell. Alyssa Wapanet. Okay, I'm not even going to bother butchering her name. I'm sorry if I did.
I know exactly who you're talking about, though.
I like the fact that they expanded on her story, because originally it was, it was very culturally inappropriate in the originals.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So, I mean, it was nice that there was a different take on it, and her role was expanded.
Are you talking about the character of Tiger Lily, the Native American?
Yeah, that's what I said. Tiger Lily.
Literally just said Tiger Lily.
She was very good.
I was trying to look at her actress name. Yeah. Alyssa.
It's okay, Spade. I pay attention to you.
I'm glad somebody does, because
she was very good in her scenes.
Alyssa Wapana Tank.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher her name.
Good job, Johnny. You did it. I'm proud of you. Something else I feel like needs to be mentioned as well, because this is a Disney movie, essentially. Of course, that means that you gotta sprinkle a little bit of songs in there. And I'm gonna be honest, the 2 pirate songs that were sung in here, not bad. Pretty good.
The song that they were singing when certain somebody was walking the plank, that I thought was really good. It almost sounded like one of those. Now I'm gonna forget what the name, like what it's called. It's like one of those like tribalistic types of songs where like they kind of like the throat singing. I think that it might be like a Polynesian thing or not. It almost sounded like that type of song. I don't know if you guys ever heard that before. I'll send you a video of it if you haven't. But I think like
literally
the generic term is called
half my playlist, Johnny. But go on.
Yeah,
sure.
but I felt like that song kind of was like delving into that type of style, which I thought was really cool. But the music, otherwise, the soundtrack in general was typical Disney fare. Like, fantastical, type of Peter Pan-ish type of stuff, but they really stand out.
Once again, I just cram it right out of the Disney magic machine and let's just see what we get. And in terms of the music, aside from the pirate songs, like I said, it was all very it was nice, it was hopeful, it was mystical, it was magical. But the 2 pirate songs I feel like stood out to me personally. The effects with this, I'm going to say, overall, I thought the effects were pretty good with this. Overall, with at least while watching, the first half of the movie, I couldn't shake the idea that I'm this is slightly better than those older Disney Channel original movies.
Oh, without a doubt. I totally agree with you.
And, I just mean, for the overall, thing of the movie. Until it started getting, good. For the midway part of the movie where you start finding out things about certain characters that make you think oh, yes, let's dive into this lore. Give me the lore. But
I like the effect when they were going into Neverland for the first time, when the clock started tolling, and then there was that whole effect of them in between, I guess, Earth and Neverland. I thought that was pretty cool and pretty well done.
Graham, you answered my question. Graham, you answered my question. I was going to ask the group: did they make the right call putting this on Disney as a Disney Plus release instead of a theater release? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh no! If this was honestly in a theater, I feel like it would have bombed. I feel
like we would have
heard about it. We would have heard about it the first week, saying that Peter Pan and Wendy are now released in theaters. Nothing else would have been told about it in the entirety of time. We would have went to go see another movie to review and realize, oh wow, Peter Pan and Wendy are out. When did that happen? What? And we look it up, be like,
but see, that's the thing though. That's the thing though. They didn't need to advertise for Disney Plus. They just put it up there. There's no advertising, a budget for that. While as if they were in the movie theater, they would have had a budget to put towards that movie. And
exactly. But again, it doesn't matter how much of about how much they would have advertised for this movie for what we would, if we would have seen, honestly, if we saw trailers of it, yes, we saw a trailer of it, but if we saw these trailers on TV to go out and see this movie, I would have just put it down as another generic all right, Peter Pan Disney movie and really not care about it. But because I actually had the patience to watch it on Disney Plus, I feel all right, this I feel definitely benefited the movie in and of itself.
If this movie came out now in May and then going on June, what's on deck then was heading into the summer months, that movie would have been smoked at the box.
Even now, it would have been smoked now. It would have been going up against Mario, would have been going up against Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's Disney itself, would have been cannibalism.
Renfield, and look what's on deck, Transformers.
I'm saying other kids, Renfield's rated R, but other general audience movies, it would have been steamrolled. So I think honestly,
we're talking about numbers, man. So it all plays in.
I think we've reached a nice in between genre of the theater movie or direct to video. We have now direct to streaming. I feel like this movie is kind of an in between almost.
Indeed.
Yeah,
but that's the thing though. I feel a lot of movies, if they went direct to video, it was just one of the biggest slaps in the face that you could really ever have. That was just no, it's not worth even seeing it. It got the worst kind of reviews, unless it was some kind of Disney Channel or some kind of children's movie or something. Then if your movie went direct to video, that is worse than bad.
like Aladdin. Prime example.
Yeah.
Aladdin sequels I'm talking about, but
I was about to say, I'm like,
Yeah,
Johnny,
yeah.
we're not talking about the original Aladdin.
No.
You're not-
The sequels, the terrible sequels that made it to direct to video. That
I was about to say
the
that
animation was so
second
bad
time
that didn't even
that
look
you're
like the
pooping on
originals.
Robin Williams right now, and I will not stand for that, sir.
Yes, no, that I'm not going to take it that far.
Mm-hmm. But
totally
overall, guys, any final thoughts that you want to share with the group? Want to say anything?
You don't need to buy a movie ticket. It's if you already got Disney Plus running on your TV. There's no reason not to watch it on a weekend. It's enjoyable. You'll have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely better than
Just
other live action remakes.
Overall, just not bad. It's mid, as we've been saying. So it's definitely not very good, not really bad, somewhere in between, but there are enjoyable parts.
I don't feel like a kid should watch this. I feel like it should be like any kid above the age of 9 or 10 should watch it. Anything below that, it's a bit too dark for them.
You know why? And it's the same thing as like something like Where the Wild Things Are. It's not a movie for children. It's a movie about children, about childhood.
Right.
It's for the older person to take away from that type of story.
All right.
So yeah.
And with that, folks, that's how we feel about it. Let us know how you feel. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all those things down the doobly-doo. Let us know how you feel about this. And until then, roll credits.
Roll credits.